Hey everyone, so today I'm here to film my labor and delivery story. I'm not sure on how long it might be. I hope it's not too terribly long, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. Kason Cade was born oh my god, I've already messed up, September 12th. He was 7 pounds, 5 ounces, and he was 20 inches long. Pure perfection. It's so crazy, like, I don't know, it's an amazing feeling. But, okay, so let's see, I don't even know where to start. I had worked up until basically my due date, or my due date was September 15th. He came on September 12th, but I basically worked up until I about popped. My last day to work was September 11th, just because I had a doctor's appointment that day to kind of check me, see how far along I was dilated, make sure everything was still going good. And I had worked at a sports bar as a manager and a waitress, so I was 9 months pregnant serving tables. It was awesome though. It kept me active, you know, I was always up moving, and I didn't really exercise during my pregnancy, just, I don't know, I honestly should have, so definitely do that if you are pregnant. You know, make sure you read what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. Just take care of yourself though. But I guess it was the fact that I was walking around so much kind of kept me active and more in shape, I guess. But okay, September, I don't know, I keep saying November because we're in November already. But September 11th, I had a doctor's appointment, like I said, just to kind of check on everything, see if I was dilated. It was that afternoon, probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock, when I was seen by my midwife. And she had just told me that I was only dilated maybe like a fingertip and a half. She didn't tell me I was like a 1 or 2. And I was kind of upset because I didn't want to go over like a week or 2 weeks, you know, and had to be induced. My birthing plan I had insisted on it being all natural, water birth, which was a wonderful experience. If you are thinking about it, definitely check it out, do your research. It was amazing, but I'll talk more about that later. Let's see, so she had checked me and I was done. She had left the room. I was gonna get dressed, and when I got up I noticed that the paper on the table was soaked, like I had peed myself. I was so embarrassed. But when she came back in, I asked her, I was like, is that normal? And she was like, yeah, it's totally normal, but we weren't sure if it was urine or if it was fluid, so she wanted to double check me before, you know, I was sent home and could have a risk of, you know, leaking fluid all night. So she checked me and she wasn't 100% sure if it was urine or fluid, so she sent me down to labor and delivery for them to check, and they told me that it was fluid. They thought my water had broke, but it actually hadn't yet. It was probably now about 4 o'clock, close to 5, when I was laying in the bed, you know, hooked up to all the monitors and everything, where I heard this loud pop and fluid just came rushing out of me. Like, I couldn't stop it. You know how usually whenever you go to the bathroom and you're peeing and you can stop it and then release it? Yeah, there was no stopping this. So I completely just leaked everywhere. And I do apologize, my fax machine's going off like crazy because I'm at work. But anyways, I had called the nurse in because I wasn't 100% sure. I wanted to ask her, you know, make sure everything was fine. And she did in fact tell me that my water did break. So I was super excited, you know. Like, I was like, oh, things are going, you know, it's almost here. I wanted to hold off though, because I didn't want to have my baby born on September 11th, just because 9/11, I don't know, that's weird and dumb probably to most of you, but I was just weird like that. So I was like, well, maybe, you know, I can wait until the 12th, at least if it's like 12:01 a.m., you know, on the 12th. But my midwife came in and she told us that we needed to stay, obviously. So she wanted us to get my rest that night, just so I can, you know, be prepared for the next day, you know, going into labor and pushing and all that great stuff. So she told me that if contractions didn't start on their own, that they would give me something. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I don't think it was Pitocin, I think is what you know, is mostly given to help contractions. I don't think it was that. It was something else that they had named it or called it. But they came in at 3 o'clock in the morning on September 12th to give me my first dose. And then they said they'd be back about 8:30, 9 o'clock just to kind of check on contractions and everything. So the next morning about 8:30, 9 o'clock, they came back in and I still wasn't having contractions on my own. So they went ahead and gave me another dose. And I promise you, it was like not even, maybe 30 minutes to an hour later, like I was in full-blown contractions. It was very crazy how fast it works. Like I wasn't even expecting it to go that quickly, but so I was having contractions probably from about 9:30ish to about 10 o'clock. You know, they would come in, they would check to see if I was dilated any about every other hour or so. So I think by then I was maybe like a 1 or a 2. So, you know, I was still having contractions, and like I said, I had originally planned to do an all-natural water birth, so no epidural, no medicines in my IV or anything. So my contractions were still going, getting stronger, getting faster, and eventually I was like, okay, I need some pain medicine. Like, this is freaking ridiculous. I'm so afraid of the epidural, like anything going in my spine, you know, I didn't want that. So I was asking for something to go in my IV just to kind of help like reduce the pain and the contractions. Like, I felt like I was dying, seriously. I know that's probably a little over dramatic, but it seriously hurts. So they came in and they checked me, and right now it's probably about 11:30, 11:15, 11:30, and they were like, well, you're at an 8, so there's no way that you can have any pain medication. Which I think they kind of held me off. Like, they kept saying, okay, we'll get someone in here, you know, we'll get you some pain medicine, we'll get the nurse, blah, blah, blah. But I had given them my birthing plan, and it said natural. Like, don't talk me out of it. Like, I don't want any pain medication whatsoever. So I think they were, I don't know what's the word, they were going by my birthing plan pretty much. They wanted to respect that, and they didn't want to tell me, well, you said that you didn't want any pain medication, so we're not going to give you any. I think they just stalled pretty much, which I'm very grateful for. I'm glad I didn't have any pain medicine, because I know what I wanted, but I guess just in the heat of the moment, like, I was in so much pain that I wanted something. I was telling Aaron, I was like, get them in here, I need some pain medication. I was sweating. I felt like I needed to throw up. I never did, but I was so hot. Like, I was having hot flashes, and I was just freaking out. This was my first pregnancy, obviously. So it was probably now about 12 o'clock, and they kept asking me, like, do you want to get into the tub, or do you want to have it here in the room? And I was like, no, I want the tub. So they went and got the tub ready. Excuse me, my throat's all raspy right now. And she asked me if I needed to go to the bathroom. So I was like, yeah, you know, I should probably try to go. So I went, and it's so hard to like walk when you're in the middle of a contraction, because you just have to stop and just like brace yourself. You're like, oh my God, like it's such a crazy experience. Like, you know, you can try to prepare yourself as best as you can, and you know, read all the books and do like birthing classes like we did, and just nothing can prepare you for that except for the experience itself. So I went to the restroom, and I just went pee, and then I sat there for a moment, you know, having a contraction. I wasn't ready to get up. Aaron was in there with me to kind of wheel my little monitors and stuff and kind of help me out. And I was like, I feel like I have to poop, like seriously, like something, I have to go. And he's like, no, don't go, it could be the baby. And the nurses were like, no, you know, don't push, don't do anything, because that's basically what it feels like. You have to take one big bowel movement, and I know that's disgusting, but it's natural. So I'm not holding back on anything. I'm telling y'all exactly what I felt and what I needed to do. So they got me up and they wheeled me to the birthing room where I was going to give birth in the tub. And as soon as I got in that tub, the warm water just like, it kind of helped as a natural pain medication. So, like I said, if you're looking into doing a water birth, all naturally, that is definitely the way to go. It was such an awesome experience, and if I were to ever get pregnant again, which obviously we're going to try, I guess, later on down the road, it's way too soon, obviously, but I would definitely do a natural water birth again. It was such an awesome experience. The water, like I said, helped as a natural pain medication, and so I was sitting in the tub, you know, still having contractions. Like, the contractions still hurt, but they weren't nearly as painful when I was not in the tub, in the warm water, you know. Erin was sitting there holding my hand. The nurses were coming in, checking me. And just a little sidetracked here. I had told Erin I wanted my sports bra on, because obviously you have to be naked, like in the tub, like from the waist down. But I didn't want my boobs just out everywhere. Like, obviously I know they see tons of women a day, or, you know, through the week, months, you know, they've seen, and plus they have what you have basically. So I was just self-conscious. Like, I didn't want my boobs all out, but at that point in time, I did not care. I wanted this baby out. I wanted to start pushing. I wanted Kason to be here. And so I didn't have my sports bra on. But at that point, I didn't care. I was basically thinking about the contractions and how bad it hurt and how bad I wanted it to be over. So I was finally pushing. It's probably about 12:45, 1 o'clock, where I started to push. Like, I had tried pushing on my own, but I guess it just wasn't ready. Like, your body lets you know when you're ready to push. And by, like I said, 12:45, 1 o'clock, my body was pushing on its own. It was like, okay, let's get this baby going. You know, we're going to get him out. And I was just sitting there pushing and pushing and pushing. And I kept asking, where is he? Why is it taking so long? Please get him out. You know, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this. Erin was an amazing support system, as were the midwives and the nurses that were in the room with me, helping me out. He kept saying, you got this, you know, you can do this. Just being a supportive fiance, baby daddy, you know, as one should. So that helped a lot. And so my midwife kept telling me, you know, you're getting close. We're seeing the head. You know, you really got to push, push, push. So she was a big motivation as well. And before the ring of fire happened, she told me about it, even though I'd already known. She said, no, you're gonna feel a burning sensation. It's the baby's head, you know, like descending out, and you know, all that good stuff. So that happened, and I was like, oh, it burns. Like, I knew what to expect, but you know, like I said, you don't really know what to expect, I guess, until you're in that situation. So we finally got past that part, and the head was out. And I was so excited, and I was pushing, and he finally just came out, and I was so relieved. Like, Erin told me that between contractions, you know, when I was having contractions, I would fall asleep. Like, I was just like, I was dead tired. It's so exhausting. But Kason finally came out. They lifted him out of the water, placed him on my chest for skin-to-skin contact. And in that moment, I was just like, oh, it's over. Like, you know, I did it. I can't believe I did this all natural. You know, it was such a great moment. Like, to know that I had done it all natural without any pain medications and the way I wanted to do it. So, I don't know. It's very empowering, I feel like. Women go through so much, and they, like, bearing a child and then, like, giving birth to a child, and we go through some crazy stuff. So, it's very empowering, and it felt awesome to do it the way I'd wanted to. So, yeah, my baby boy was here, 1:38 p.m., it was so awesome. And I had always told myself, you know, like, I'm probably gonna cry and just weep, because I'd watched so many birthing videos and like I would cry on it because I would see other people crying, and just that feeling of like, oh, you know, my baby's here, he's finally here, I went through all this hard work and he's finally here. So I thought I was gonna cry, but I didn't, which I feel kind of, I don't know why I feel bad about it, but I guess I shouldn't, because I went through a lot of stuff. So I think I was just more relieved that it was over and that he was finally here. You know, we took a few pictures of him on my chest in the tub. You know, I had a towel around him, and so I finally got out. You know, you have to get out, get on the table. They have to check to see if you tore, etc. Get the placenta out, which hurt because they're all like smashing on your stomach, and it's just more pain pretty much. So they finally got the placenta out, and I had originally wanted to have my placenta in pill form so I could take it to help kind of with postpartum depression, and you know, it's just healthier for the baby and yourself as well, if you're breastfeeding. And so I had torn just a little bit. It wasn't anything drastic or crazy, so you know, I had to get stitches, which hurt, as you would expect, just like the whole labor experience. But it wasn't bad. So we laid there for a while, you know, skin to skin. I was just so happy he was here. Like, the whole thing was over. I didn't have to push anymore, no more contractions. So we finally got wheeled back to the room, and family members were there, and they held Kason and, you know, said congratulations to me and Dad, and it was just an awesome experience. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, you don't really know what to expect or think until that moment happens. And like I said, I wouldn't have any other way. Like, I would have felt bad if I had eventually gotten like some pain medication, because it was going back on, you know, what I wanted to do. And it was great. And I understand that, you know, you go in with one mindset, like, I'm gonna have this baby natural, and then in that moment you're like, okay, I need pain medication, and that's fine. Like, everyone's different, and not everyone follows the birthing plan, which, like I said, is fine. But you feel so much more proud of yourself, I guess, like even more proud of yourself for sticking with what you wanted to do. And you know, it's very moving, I guess, giving birth and knowing that you created something so beautiful and small and innocent, and it's just a wonderful feeling. I'm getting all teary-eyed over here. I think this is gonna just be the labor and delivery story, because I'm already at almost 20 minutes of talking, and I wanted to also do my pregnancy story of like what I went through during pregnancy, like the prenatal vitamins that I did, why I chose midwives and the birthing tub and all that awesome stuff. So yeah, it was an awesome feeling. So he was born September 12th on a Thursday. It was a Thursday? Yeah, it was a Thursday. And we finally went home Sunday, I believe. No, it was a Friday. So we went home Sunday. And it was just a wonderful experience, like I said before. And it was awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I probably talked 100 miles a minute. Kason's asleep right now, so you're not going to get to meet him at the moment, but like I said, you will eventually get to meet baby boy Kason. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope you know, it kind of helps you kind of what to expect, but like I said, you're not going to know really what to expect even if you prepare yourself with all the birthing classes, all the books, you know, family members talking about it, etc. It's just something you're going to have to kind of go through and find out yourself when the time comes. So please comment below. I want to know other birthing stories, you know, your experience, kind of what all you went through. And yeah, so take a moment to comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.